Civilian, pilot, written by Gina Scanlon. Teaser, pitch black.
You want to die, American girl?
We hear heightened screams as male voice attempts to quiet the victim.
Please.
Exterior, South Sudan desert, day. Brandi, 26, a Marine, pretty with sharp angular looks, is surrounded by 3 armed Sudanese rebels. Rebel 1 waves a machete in her face and grabs her arm, forcing her to move toward a deep, unmarked dirt grave. Interior boardroom, day. Title, 1 year ago. Brandi sits across from 3 board members.
State your name for the record.
Brandi Lee.
Okay, Brandi, let's start with why you want to become a police officer.
I want to be of service to my community. I want to help people.
Exterior, South Sudan desert, day. Brandi resists as Rebel 2 joins Rebel 1 in dragging her toward the grave, dropping his machete. Rebel 2 yells at her in Newer and motions for her to get in the grave. Rebel 3 keeps watch, armed with an automatic weapon. Brandi struggles, looks down at an abandoned machete in the dirt near her. Interior boardroom, continuous.
Well, you could be a doctor, a lawyer. Why law enforcement?
I didn't have the money to go to school.
Brandi smiles. The board members smile back. Exterior, South Sudan desert, day.
Okay, can you describe a situation in your life where you've displayed the ability to take charge?
My mother, she was being harassed by my neighbors a couple years back. I confronted them, told them to leave her alone.
Brandi trips Rebel 1 and kicks in his knees. He loses control of his machete, slicing the side of her leg as he falls into the dirt hole. She headbutts Rebel 2, catching him off guard. Rebel 3 moves toward her, but she's already grabbed the machete. She slices Rebel 2's stomach open, then moves to Rebel 3, who has pointed his gun at her. He shoots. She ducks, drops the machete, and grabs Rebel 3 by the waist. They both collapse. Interior boardroom, day.
And did they?
Yes.
Exterior, South Sudan desert, day. Brandi and Rebel 3 fight for the gun on the ground. Rebel 3 gets on top of her, choking her with the gun. She grabs the sides of the gun and kicks him hard in the groin, gaining control.
And in your opinion, when is it appropriate for an officer to use physical force?
She stands and blasts Rebel 3 into next week. Rebel 1 yells from the dirt hole. She walks calmly toward him, pointing the gun into the hole. Rebel 1 lifts his hands up in surrender.
Please.
Brandi guns him down. Interior boardroom, day.
When there's no other option.
Exterior, South Sudan desert, early evening. Brandi drags the other rebels' bodies into the dirt hole. She looks around her. Nothing for miles. Losing her balance, she falls into the dirt, grasping tightly to the automatic weapon. She hears footsteps behind her and points her gun to find what initially looks like a unicorn. She focuses in on the animal, which is actually a baby gazelle. She puts her gun down. The gazelle comes dangerously close. They stare at each other.
What would you say has been your biggest mistake? And what did you do to learn from it?
Interior boardroom, day. Brandi takes a moment before answering. She opens her mouth to speak. Title, Civilian. End teaser. Act 1, exterior, military launch pad, morning. Insert, 3 weeks later. Brandi steps off a military plane with a dozen other Marines.
Kind of feels like we've been in a coma, doesn't it?
Brandi walks ahead of the female Marine with her backpack. Exterior, dirt road, morning. Brandi hitchhikes a ride from a man in a pickup. Exterior, dirt road, morning. The pickup truck reaches the McAllen city limit sign. He drops her off. She walks past the sign. She moves to the middle of the road, straddling the yellow line. A car comes up fast behind her, honking and nearly running her over.
Jesus.
She continues walking in the middle of the road. Interior, dumpy motel room, day. Brandi has a scar on her left shoulder, as well as a fairly fresh wound on the upper part of her neck. As she touches her neck, a flashback of being sliced with a machete comes and goes quickly. She places a wet washcloth on her neck. She takes a .45 caliber out of her backpack and shoves it into the back of her shorts. Exterior, dirt road, day. Brandi throws her sunglasses on and walks down the road. A dog with a spiked collar growls and barks behind a fence next to the motel. Brandi barks back. The dog stops, confused. Brandi laughs. Interior, convenience store, day. A ridiculous song plays on the radio. 5 bags of Twizzlers, a carton of whole milk, Fruit Loops, a 6-pack of beer, and some beef jerky move on a conveyor belt.
Want to grab another one of these, darling?
Brandi stares back, confused.
Date says July 7th.
Brandi continues to wait for an explanation.
That's today.
Just bring it up.
Brandi glances up at the surveillance camera in front of the store while the cashier bags the items.
It's 2113.
Brandi looks at her, surprised. Exterior, dirt road, day. Brandi walks with her groceries and a Twizzler hanging from her mouth. A car pulls up next to her. Amos, 26, sits in the driver's seat.
Hey, ain't you from Magnolia?
Brandi walks ahead. He pursues her.
Magnolia High School.
Ain't interested.
Brandi,
I told you, I don't want trouble.
it's Amos. Don't you remember?
Brandi looks at him and stops.
From track?
He smiles and she nods.
Can I give you a ride somewhere?
Interior, Amos's car, day. Brandi sits in the passenger seat. Amos smokes a fresh cigarette.
Man, it's been what, 7 years? Weren't you in the army or something?
Marines, you got a cigarette?
Amos grabs a pack from the glove compartment. She jumps as he leans over her. He hands her a cigarette and lights it for her.
You done touring?
Just got back.
Where were you anyway?
Africa.
The car stops. Brandi gets out and slams the door. Amos jumps.
Thanks.
As she walks away, Amos watches her go in his rearview mirror.
Hey!
She turns around.
Remember when they used to call us? You, me, and Cody.
Brandi walks on without turning around.
The sandpaper game.
'Cause we were tough.
Brandi smiles with her back still turned from Amos.
Hey, I got Cody and some people coming over for drinks later. Wanna come?
Brandi turns around.
You look like you could use one. Let me get your number.
I don't have a phone.
Brandi shrugs, walking away again.
Well, listen, you remember where I live? Come on by. I'm sure Cody and everyone will be tickled to see your face. As sour as it is and all.
Amos drives away. Brandi takes out another Twizzler. Exterior, Southern Baptist Church, day. Brandi sneaks up to the church doors and hears a service in session. She peeks inside.
It's not only in Christ that we seek forgiveness from others, but that we in turn ask Him to assist us in forgiving ourselves.
Brandi notices a woman at the service. The woman turns toward Brandi, but she dodges her glance. Interior motel, early evening. Brandi counts a wad of cash, throws it in a shoebox, and crunches it under the mattress. A tattoo covers her entire back, a sword with a skull wearing a military helmet at the tip. She dresses quickly and reaches for her .45 caliber under the mattress. Exterior, Amos's house, night. Brandi arrives with her hands in her pockets and takes one hand out to ring the doorbell. Noises are coming from behind the house. She rings again. Young woman is being fondled by a young man by the door. He grabs her ass. She slaps his hand away. Brandi glances at them.
Who are you looking for, darling?
Amos or Cody?
They're out back. Can't hear the door. Just go on.
Brandi heads to the back of the house.
She look familiar to you?
Young man shrugs and tries to kiss her again. Exterior, Amos's backyard, night. Amos is a few drinks deep, mingling with friends, when Shane, 26, handsome all-American blondie, confronts him.
Is she coming?
I don't know, man. She was acting pretty weird.
Shane peruses the crowd. He moves inside the house. Brandi enters, grabbing a beer from a cooler, and sits down in a spare chair. People pass her by, give her a second glance, and whisper. Amos spots her and walks over.
Well, if it isn't our little war hero.
Brandi squirms in her seat.
These are free, right? I can shell out if you...
The hell are you talking about? Relax, woman. This ain't no bar.
Brandi reaches into her bag and drops a bag of candy on a nearby table.
I brought some Twizzlers.
Amos laughs. Cody, 26, clean-shaven, walks by.
Son of a bitch. Brandy wine?
Sup, Cody?
Oh, damn. The hell you get her from?
Africa.
Oh,
All three take a swig of their beers in silence.
Where's the bathroom?
Interior, Amos's bathroom, night. Brandi slams the door shut and locks it. She reaches into her pocket and pops some pills from a medication bottle. She stares into the mirror.
Pull yourself together, asshole.
Exterior, Amos's house, night. She spots Amos as she walks out of the bathroom.
Hey, can I use your phone?
Amos hands her his cell phone. Brandi steps away from the crowd. She dials. It goes to voicemail. She hears Dawn, a middle-aged woman's recorded message.
This is Dawn. I'm not here right now, but if you got something to say, what you waiting for?
Beep.
Brandi smiles and hangs up. She hands the phone back to Amos, turns around and physically runs into Shane.
Sorry,
She looks up.
Whoa, what the...
Nice to see you too, Peaches.
What are you doing here?
Okay, relax.
Relax?
Brandi,
Relax?
Shane lightly touches her arm and she pulls away.
can we just, not in front of everyone, please?
I am not doing this here with you.
Come on, Brandi. It's all good. No one's angry or nothing. He wants to talk.
You set me up.
A few partiers start to gather, checking out the commotion.
Brandi, please.
I'm out of here.
She starts to walk away. Shane laughs.
I see nothing's changed.
Brandi turns around.
What?
You've always been such a cold bitch.
Brandi inches closer, gets in his face.
Say that again.
They stare each other down. Cody and Amos look on with the others.
Guys, it's a party. Damn.
Say it again.
Shane tries to move away from her, but she pushes him back in front of her. He tries one more time. She does it again, but harder. Shane grabs her and she punches him in the nose.
Woohoo! Fight!
This instigates a physical brawl between them, and they end up on the floor. A large, vocal crowd has formed around them.
This is how you settle an argument?
Nope, I'm just kicking your ass.
Shane gains the upper hand, body slamming her. They continue fighting. Amos and Cody look on.
Marriage. Am I right, bro?
I'm not some criminal in your back seat. Stop!
Shane attempts to hold her down.
No, you're just a criminal.
Careful. I could file assault charges. I've got witnesses.
Yeah, I'm sure the police would love to have a catch up.
Brandi kicks him in the stomach with her knee. She gets up.
In fact, I can tell them all about this when I go in for my review tomorrow if you'd like.
Shane holds his wounded stomach on the floor. Brandi looks at Amos, puts herself back together.
I could use another beer.
Exterior, Brandi's childhood home, night. As a drunk Brandi arrives at her old abandoned home, liquor bottle in hand. She stands in front of the house, looking for a way in. She tries the front door and sees a security sign next to it. She heads to the back of the house and climbs the newly painted white fence. Making it over with a smudge of paint on her shirt, she collapses onto the patio and closes her eyes. Mirage. Exterior, house patio, night. Brandi's father appears before her, offering out his hand.
Hell of a scrape you got there, monkey.
Brandi takes his hand and lets him pick her up to standing position. She watches as he heads into the house's sliding glass doors.
Come and get that grilled cheese.
As he moves further into the house, his body turns into a shadow until it disappears. A flash image of a man's body hanging from a noose in a shed hits Brandi hard. She blacks out. End of Act 1. Act 2. Exterior, house patio, morning. Brandi wakes up to a snake curled around her upper thigh. She jerks up and it slithers away. A little girl stares at her from the other side of the fence, holding a plastic water gun. She squirts Brandi with it.
You're not supposed to be here.
Brandi rises. A man's voice calls the little girl's name from next door and she runs away. Interior, Ronaldo's house, day. Ronaldo Stoker Morales, 30s, fully tatted in a tight beige golf shirt with neatly groomed facial hair, feeds his pet python, a dead mouse, while he sings a Rat Pack song. Directly behind him, we see a Santeria-style altar with knives, blood, feathers, machetes, and statues. Marcel, 20s, and younger brother Alex, teens, comes through Stoker's back door.
Is it done?
He's not budging, Stoke. I tried, man.
That's no good. You know that's no good.
Look, man, I can try again, but he said that if you want him to stop selling, then he needs to be paid for his losses.
For 6 kilos of base. You think it's acceptable for a man to just decide he wants into our business and take it away from us?
Stoke, you tried, man. Damn. What else do you want us to do?
Marcel looks at Alex with a stay-out-of-it look. Stoker gets close enough to Alex to breathe into his mouth.
How old are you again, little man?
Old enough.
You want to prove it?
Lay off him. I'll handle it.
The thing is, I already asked you to do it, and you didn't. So here's what's going to happen. Your little man bro here is going to do it this time.
Do what?
Stoker lights a joint and keeps flickering a lighter up to Alex's nose.
Do you like fire, little man?
Cut it out, Stoke. He's just a kid.
Which is it then? Are you a kid, or are you a man?
Stoker grabs Alex's hand and holds the lighter close to his palm, flicking it on and off.
A man.
Stoker backs away and tosses the lighter aside, massaging Alex's shoulder.
You know what? I think you are. We're going to show these gringos what happens to people who play with fire.
Alex and Marcel share a glance.
He wants to be paid for his losses. We'll just have to make sure there's nothing there to pay him for, won't we?
Interior, McAllen Veteran Affairs waiting area, day. Brandi waits to be called. She catches a female police officer, Lex, 20s, black, staring at her a bit too closely.
Hey Lex, how's it going?
Lex ignores her and stares straight ahead. An amused Brandi turns around.
Private Brandi Lee?
Brandi stands up. Lex follows her. Interior, debrief room, day. A scruffy Dr. Meg Burns, 30s, sits at her unorganized desk.
Have a seat.
Brandi sits, spotting Lex hovering over her shoulder.
I thought this was just a debrief. Am I in some kind of trouble?
Private Lee, did you attack Mr. Shane Covington last night at the private residence of Amos Singer?
Unbelievable.
I'm gonna need details before we can move forward, Private.
He provoked me. I got spooked, I'm sorry.
An apology. Interesting. He's your husband, right?
Legally, yes. I'm sorry. Put your damn handcuffs on me already if that's what this is.
Dr. Burns motions for Lex to leave. She gives Brandi one last look before exiting.
Nice to see you too, Lex.
You know each other?
We work together. Small town.
Dr. Burns looks through Brandi's file.
So what's your deal?
Excuse me?
Got this whole rebel without a cause kind of vibe. I'm trying to figure out where to start.
I'm fine, ma'am.
Right. I'm gonna need you to fill out some paperwork. And it hopefully goes without saying that if you make another attempt at provoking Mr. Covington, you run the risk of being discharged.
I get it.
Where are you staying?
With my mother.
Okay. Let's take me through your mission in South Sudan. What were you stationed there to do?
We were originally sent to East Africa. I was deployed to Sudan because of civil unrest. Anyway, we arrived in Juba just a few days before Bor fell to the anti-government rebels. Fighting was breaking out between militia groups and we were sent there to try and keep them contained. But that was hard to do. There weren't a lot of us. There were more of them.
And you were prepared for combat?
Yes, ma'am. We were all trained and prepped for that, but we were told it was unlikely we would have to utilize our skills.
But you did.
No, not really.
Not really?
Brandi's flashback flickers in and out of sequence like a flip book. She's in uniform, pointing her weapon at a small group of militiamen, all holding machetes. As she becomes surrounded by them, the camera closes in on her panicked state.
Did you fire your weapon?
Brandi fires her gun. End flashback.
No,
Were you injured?
I'm fine.
That's not what I asked.
A twisted ankle. Oh, and a busted nose. Fellow Marine, boxing fight.
Brandi cracks a smile in an attempt to lighten the mood.
Where'd you get that?
Dr. Burns brushes her own neck to motion Brandi's scar.
Pitbull attacked me a few months ago or so.
Why do I get the feeling that you're not being straight with me?
Ma'am,
Call me Meg.
sorry. It's just been a long week.
Thing is, I can't authorize you to return to work until I feel you're fully fit to do so. And I'm sensing you have some trauma you're not willing to deal with.
You gathered all that within 60 seconds.
Just a hunch.
And what if you're wrong?
About?
What if I am ready, and that trauma bullshit is all in your head? What then?
That's not something that can be determined today.
How soon can it be determined?
Are you in a rush?
I need to work.
I understand that, but in your line of work, especially, we have to be cautious.
This is bullshit.
How so?
I mean, I come back, I survive. I'm the one who has to deal with the one shitstorm after another, and now I'm being punished for it?
No one's punishing you.
You are literally keeping me from doing my job.
I'm here to help you, to make sure you're okay.
Well, I'm okay, okay? Now can I go?
Brandi and Dr. Burns stare each other down. Interior, McAllen County Branch Police Station, day. Name tag outside a private office reads Marcus Lee, Narcotics. Marcus Lee, 30s, clean cut, paces around an overweight Tim Huntington, 50s, McAllen Police Chief. Marcus attempts to eat his burrito mid-conversation.
I'm telling you, we have enough to go on.
I'm not convinced. Well, I've assigned a couple of people from Special Investigations to help you out. See where it goes.
Marcus nearly spits out the burrito. He puts it back in his container and throws it in the trash.
I've already got a task force looking into it.
Last time I checked, I'm the one who makes those decisions.
But
Lex, in uniform, lightly knocks on Marcus's door. Tim motions for her to enter.
what can I do for you, Lex?
Tim didn't tell you?
Tell me what.
I'm on the task force.
Marcus collapses in his chair, defeated.
I was told to report to you. Is there something wrong?
Yeah, I think he may have early signs of food poisoning.
Marcus gives Tim the look of death. Interior, McAllen Police Station, think tank, day. Marcus tacks a profile photo of a man on a large plastic bulletin board. Lex sits at a table across from the board.
His name is Ronaldo Morales, known on the street as Stoker. I think he's running the most dangerous cartel in South Texas, but...
But you don't have nearly enough evidence to convict him yet.
Right.
From north or south of the border?
His family has been here for a while, originally from Santiago.
His family is directly involved?
Pretty sure his younger brother, Marcel, is.
He tacks a picture of Marcel on the board.
So what are your leads?
A location for a huge part of their shipment. If we can catch them near there, we can arrest them for probable cause.
Who else is on this task force anyway?
I don't know, Lex. Why don't you ask Tim?
Exterior, Marcus's house, evening. Brandi rings the doorbell on the front porch. No one answers. She rings again, then peeks into the front window and sees Lance, 8, playing a video game on a flat screen bigger than him, with silencer headphones on and a gaming gun in his hand. Brandi knocks on the window, failing to gain his attention. She heads to the back where a trap door leads to the basement. Falling in with a thud, she picks herself up and continues into the house. Lance sees her walk into the living room and throws his headphones and gaming gun to the ground, tripping on the cord connecting the headphones to the TV. The loud noise from the violent video game fills the room.
Holy shit!
First of all, watch your mouth. Second of all, sorry.
Brandi points to the front door.
Couldn't get your attention.
Fair play.
Why are you wearing headphones? There's no one here.
Neighbors complain. Lady called a couple of weeks ago and said it sounded like someone was getting murdered. Called the cops.
Brandi becomes transfixed by the war imagery on the TV.
Jesus, kid. What are you playing?
Marcus walks in from the front door.
Yes, what are we talking about with the headphones, buddy?
Marcus throws the mail on the table and goes to the kitchen. Lance turns around and looks at Brandi. She shrugs. Marcus trails back around the corner.
I don't want to hear about another note. Holy shit.
Brandi waves.
Hey, bro.
When did you get back?
Last week.
Lance!
What?
Marcus motions for him to put his headphones on. He obeys. Interior, Marcus's kitchen, evening. Marcus makes coffee.
What are you doing here? When did you get back?
Marcus hands her a cup of coffee and sits down across from her.
Where's Marissa?
She's working the late shift.
Who stays with Lance?
What do you mean?
When he's not in school, you guys are always working.
We work it out. Look, that's not what...
He's gonna go deaf with those headphones.
He's fine. Did you see Mom? How did you even get here? Do you have a car?
I walked. Listen, Marcus, I need you to get me back in with Tim. I gotta get back to work.
Why? What did you... Did you do something?
Brandi opens her mouth but decides not to speak.
Jesus, Brandi, what?
I was provoked.
By who?
Shane.
What did you do?
Amos was having some party. I shouldn't have gone. They sabotaged me.
Who did?
Amos and Cody. They set me up. They knew I couldn't have gone if, you know.
What did you do to him?
We fought a little. I may have punched him.
You punched your husband.
Yes.
In the face.
Well, yeah.
That's it. Call him Mom.
Interior, diner, morning. Shane sits in a booth and looks out the window. He watches Brandi walk up to the diner's doors and hesitate before entering. Wendy, a waitress, is serving a man in an army uniform, then moves over to Shane.
Hey baby, how you doing?
Hey, Wendy. I'm good, thanks.
Wendy sits next to Shane and starts touching him. Brandi walks in to the two of them flirting. She sits across from Shane.
Didn't think you'd show.
Still not sure I should have.
I mean, you don't even have a phone.
Brandi stares down Wendy.
Wendy, have you met Brandi?
You devil, you didn't tell me you had a girlfriend.
Well...
Wife.
Oh my, okay then.
Wendy stands up, back in waitress mode.
Brandi just came back from a tour.
Brandi rolls her eyes.
Well, we give 20% off to veterans, so between you twos, this meal's practically free.
I don't mind paying full price.
That's great, Wendy. Thanks. I'll have the usual.
Okay, scrambled, side of bacon, hash, coffee with cream, and a side of waffle fries. And for you?
Just an orange juice.
Wendy takes their menus and walks away.
Sounds like you ordered plenty for two.
Screw you, Twiggy. They got you eating fried air over there?
Hard.
You gotta eat.
Sorry, you have a strange way of spoiling my appetite.
Shane laughs.
Okay, I guess we should just get to business then.
Shane takes out 2 packets of paperwork and hands her one of them.
You just gotta sign where all the X's are, and I'll take it to my guy.
Wait, how are you affording this all of a sudden? I thought we didn't have the money.
I met a friend who happens to be a lawyer, okay? He's helping me, us, out.
Brandi starts looking through the paperwork and becomes overwhelmed. She closes the packet.
Yeah, okay, I'll do this later.
I've heard that before. Why don't you just do it now?
I have to read it first.
What's there to read? It's just thousands of words saying, we're divorced.
I'll get it to you, just not right this second, okay?
Jesus, Brandi. Don't you want to get on with your life already?
My life, whatever that is.
You staying with your mom?
Her place is a cuckoo's nest. All of them wild farm animals running around. I know she'd make me feed them too.
Then where?
Not your business, is it?
Wendy returns with their order.
And here you go, eggs coming out shortly.
Thanks, Wendy.
Brandi takes a handful of his waffle fries and starts scarfing them down. Shane shakes his head.
So why'd you quit?
Not really your business, is it?
Shut up. Why? You were a great cop.
I was a cop for 5 months.
Still. What happened?
Not worth getting into. Wasn't for me. I just want some peace.
Peace. What a concept.
Wendy brings the rest of their order to the table. She and Shane exchange a flirtatious glance.
I'll be right back.
Brandi bumps into the man in his army uniform.
Pardon me, ma'am?
Brandi continues to the ladies' bathroom. It's locked. She waits. A cook from behind the counter spots her. They check each other out. A woman cuts in front of her.
Ma'am, there's a line.
I know, I was here first.
What? You just walked right in front of me. I bet that guy even saw you do it.
Brandi points to the cook who isn't paying attention.
This isn't a courtroom, miss.
The woman turns her back to Brandi. Bitch.
You say something?
They size each other up. Brandi contains her urge to further challenge the woman. Exterior, Lex's front yard, day. Lex walks out of her front door to find her daughter, Lily, 6, playing in the grass with a friend, playing a game on her tablet.
Lily, dinner in 5, okay?
Lily ignores her. Lex goes back inside. Ronaldo, dressed respectably, is watching from behind a tree. Lily's friend runs off and Lily gets up to go inside when Ronaldo walks up to her.
Hola, princess.
Lily stares at him.
Do you know the story of the princess and the frog?
Lily shakes her head. He gets closer.
If a princess takes a photo with a frog, he'll turn into a prince.
He takes her tablet from her.
I'm a frog. Wanna try it?
Lily smiles. Interior, Lex's house, day. Lily runs up to Lex, who is setting the dinner table.
Mommy, look, I made the frog a prince.
What, hun?
She hands Lex her tablet. A goofy selfie of Ronaldo and Lily comes up. Ronaldo is sticking his tongue out. Lex's smile turns to pure horror. End of Act 2. Act 3. Interior garage, night. Marcel and Alex are loading gallons of kerosene in the trunk of a black Escalade.
Now remember what I told you.
Yeah.
What did I tell you?
That we're just getting rid of competition.
No, that's right. We can't let these guys come in. There's too much at stake.
But
What?
can't we just break in and take it and sell it ourselves?
No, bro. We gotta destroy the evidence. It's the only way they don't come looking for it later. We gotta send a strong message. Plus, Ronaldo says the cops may be onto us. It's too risky.
Exterior, outside warehouse, night. A sandy wind blows debris on the ground. Marcel's Escalade zooms behind the warehouse and screeches to a halt. Marcel and Alex unload the kerosene. Interior warehouse, night. Marcel finds the large supply of cocaine he's after. Alex behind him. He takes a bag out of the supply and throws it to Alex.
For your hard work, yes, say?
Alex smiles. Marcel pours kerosene over the rest of the supply. Exterior, outside warehouse, night. Marcel and Alex get back in the Escalade and drive away from the burning warehouse. Interior, McAllen County Branch Police Station, morning. Marcus and Lex are joined by another police officer. Lex stares into space in the passenger seat.
Why would they destroy their own supply? I still don't understand.
Maybe it wasn't them. Maybe someone else found out about it. A rival?
He knows.
What?
Ronaldo, Stoker. He threatened my kid.
What? How?
Exactly. I was assigned to this case less than a week ago. How the hell did he know?
Oh, Jesus, Lex. I'm sorry. I'd understand if you...
Screw that. We're catching this asshole.
Interior, Veterans Affairs Headquarters, morning. Dr. Burns looks at the clock on the wall, which strikes 10:15 a.m. She shakes her head, looking down at a file folder with the name Brandi Lee on the cover. She picks up the phone. Interior, Marcus's house, morning. Brandi is alone, passed out on the living room couch. The TV is still on. A loud knock on the door wakes her up. She stalls to see if the knocking will stop. It doesn't. She looks out of the peephole to find Dawn, 50s, hard looks on the other side.
Brandi, I know you're in there now. Open up.
Brandi heaves a sigh and leans against the door. She opens it to an angry Dawn who lets herself in.
When were you gonna bother telling me you're back?
I was gonna...
Mark says it's been nearly a week and you don't even have a phone.
Sorry. I felt embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
I don't know.
What's to be embarrassed about?
Nothing, just Shane, the divorce, that's all.
Y'all are getting divorced, so what? Happens 95% of the time these days.
Brandi cracks a smile. She looks away from Dawn.
You don't seem yourself.
I don't know what that means.
Honey, you need a break before you go back. I can't imagine it's been easy for you.
Are you all in some sort of task force against me? I don't need a break, I need to work.
You need your health.
So I'll lay off the Cheetos.
Brandi.
No, Mom, I get it. You're the mom, it's your job to be worried and shit, but stop, okay?
Brandi storms out of the room. We follow her to interior, Marcus's bathroom, morning. Brandi takes deep breaths on the other side of the closed door.
I'll stop when you stop attacking people in public. How's that for a bargain?
Brandi's trapped, they're closing in.
And you still haven't gone to visit your father.
Exterior, outside warehouse, morning. Crime scene tape borders the building. Marcus, Lex, and a handful of other police investigators circle it.
Ran the tire marks. Looks like a luxury SUV.
Destroying an entire warehouse of their own below. It's dedication.
Still not convinced it was theirs.
They can't be a larger operation than these guys running in the same town. If so, they would have crushed them by now.
What if they are crushing them?
Lex points to the crime scene. Interior, McAllen, County Branch Police Station, day. Brandi sits in Tim's office. She eavesdrops, checking out a plastic bulletin board with Ronaldo and Marcel's mugshots on it. She takes note of Marcel's full name at the bottom of his picture. She spots a bag of kale chips on his desk. Tim enters.
Kale chips, huh?
I don't believe we had a meeting.
Marcus said you'd be free around this time.
Brandi, I can't give you what you want.
You want me to quit?
Of course not. Look, you are a good cop. I want you to come back, I do. But it's too soon.
I didn't realize there was a set timeline in place.
There's a protocol. You need to be deemed fit by the VA. You know this.
I already spoke with someone at the VA in my debrief.
They followed up yesterday. Apparently you missed your first therapy session. Great start.
Brandi has an oh shit moment.
That was a mistake, but
No, I'm not doing this with you. You go through therapy, you figure out your shit. I can't have a hot-headed cop ready for blood on my force.
He's hit Brandi where it hurts. He can tell. He softens.
Brandi, you're just a kid. You still got a lot to learn. With age comes experience.
all due respect, Chief. Sometimes experience makes you age.
Brandi points to the bulletin behind him.
Is that for the new cartel case my brother's working on?
Get out.
What, I'm just...
Get out, now.
Brandi leaves. Tim grabs the kale chips on his desk and starts scarfing them down. Interior, McAllen County Branch Police Station, hallway, day. Brandi sneaks down the hall, staying out of sight. Interior Police Station, Marcus's office, day. Brandi enters Marcus's unlocked office and sits at his desk. She logs into his computer with her credentials. She types Marcel Morales in a search window. His mugshot comes up on a screen. Words stand out on his record as she scans. Auto mechanic, King's Tires, robbery, involuntary manslaughter. She copies an address on the inside of her palm. Exterior, Marcel's neighborhood, day. Brandi has reached the address on her palm. She looks down to confirm. The house is abandoned. A mastermind has cleared this area of all evidence. But Brandi doesn't give up that quickly. She creeps to the back of the house, looks for clues. She spots an old car alternator in the dirt. She dusts it off and notices a sticker on it that reads, King's Tires. Exterior, King's Tires, day. Brandi stands outside the shop, waiting to catch a glimpse of Marcel, but he's nowhere to be found. Just as she was about to walk off, Marcel pops out from under the hood of a car. Marcel wipes his hands with a rag, meets two men, 20s, and walks off. She follows. Interior, fast food joint, day. Brandi sits behind Marcel with a milkshake and sunglasses on. She pretends to read a newspaper. Marcel continues chatting with the two men from the auto shop. He notices Brandi sit down. They switch to speaking Spanish.
Yeah, we got rid of it, eh? But there's still a lot to do to show these new guys who's boss.
Who are they anyway?
Some local boys. We think one is an ex-cop.
Marcel looks directly at Brandi.
Typical.
They finish eating.
You done? Let's roll.
They leave. Exterior, outside, fast food joint day. Brandi walks out looking for them. Marcel appears behind her. He grabs her by the arm and drags her to the secluded back of the restaurant. He throws her against the wall.
You need to be more careful who you spy on, Kunta.
What do you mean?
Some glasses and newspaper. Please, bitch. Watch some James Bond before you try that shit again.
I'll keep that in mind.
Who sent you?
No one, I swear. I thought,
Marcel takes his gun and punches her hard in the gut with it.
You thought wrong.
He starts to walk away.
I see you again, you're dead.
Brandi slides down to her knees, coughing up blood. We see remorse on Marcel's face as he exits. He doesn't like doing this sort of thing. The same flash image of a man's body hanging from a noose in a shed hits Brandi like another punch. This time, we stay on the image longer.
He's dead. I'm sorry.
Brandi sobs. She stares out at the mostly secluded desert landscape behind the restaurant. She sees the 3 Sudanese rebels from her previous memory walking toward her with machine guns. She closes her eyes tight.
it's not real.
She opens them to one of the rebels' faces, now dangerously close.
Nowhere to run now, American girl.
End of Act 3. Act 4. Exterior, outside Shane's apartment, night. A beaten-up Brandi stumbles to the door, knocks a few times. Shane comes to the door with his shirt off, revealing several military tattoos.
Whoa, what happened?
Brandi holds her stomach.
Must be bad for you to come here.
He guides her inside.
Come on.
Interior, Shane's kitchen, night. Brandi sits at the table. Shane sits opposite her. She spots an empty bottle of whiskey.
Got any more?
Shane retrieves a fresh bottle from the cabinet. He pours her a shot. She slams it down and pours another shot.
Easy. What's going on?
It's my fault, isn't it?
What?
The divorce. If I hadn't been such a...
If I recall, I could be just as much of an asshole.
Was it a contest?
If it was, it shouldn't have been.
She slams down another shot, pours another one, and slides it over to him. He drinks it.
It just hit me how much I missed this.
They stare at each other longingly.
Brandi, what happened?
Brandi stands up, walks over to him, and takes her shirt off. He touches and examines the large bruise on her stomach.
Jesus, who did this?
Can we just forget everything for now?
She slowly climbs on top of him and kisses him. They begin making out heavily. He places her on her back on the table. One of the shot glasses falls and breaks. They laugh. He kisses her bruise and keeps his head on her stomach for a moment. He stands up, takes her in his arms, and she straddles him. They wobble to the bedroom. She grabs the whiskey bottle on the counter on the way out. Interior, Shane's bedroom, night. Brandi and Shane lie in bed. The room is lit by a blue lava lamp.
I was naive, thinking I could just come back, pick back up where I left off, just swimming in a sea of my own lies.
There is a way back, if that's what you want, but you'll have to fight for it.
That's what I've been doing ever since I got back. Doesn't seem to be working out too well.
Fighting for something doesn't always mean punching your way through. You gotta deal with what you buried,
I wouldn't know where to start.
with help.
Exterior, Veterans Affairs Headquarters, morning. Brandi hesitates, then walks inside. Interior, VA Headquarters, Dr. Burns' office, morning. Brandi walks in on Dr. Meg Burns drinking a glass of wine. She nearly spits it out, surprised.
Okay, let's do it.
How'd you get in here?
The door.
Dr. Burns shakes her head. Interior, VA Headquarters, Dr. Burns' office, morning.
Why'd you become a cop?
Interior boardroom, day, flashback.
Why do you want to be a police officer, Brandi?
End flashback. Interior, VA Headquarters, Dr. Burns' office, morning.
Brandi?
Honestly, I just wanted to be like my dad, but I couldn't exactly say that in my interview for the academy.
Dr. Burns laughs a little.
Where's your dad now?
Brandi pauses before answering.
Away.
Are you gonna visit him now that you're back?
I did fire my gun in Africa.
It must have been hard.
Brandi closes her eyes. She hears gunshots.
There was no other choice.
Interior, Southern Baptist Church, morning. Brandi sits with Dawn near the back during a traditional service. Exterior, outside Southern Baptist Church, morning. Brandi and Dawn walk to Dawn's car.
Do you think God punishes us?
Why would he need to? We do such a good job ourselves.
Brandi smiles. Dawn puts her arm around Brandi's shoulder. Interior arcade day. Stoker and Marcel are shooting zombies on a screen. They speak in and out of Spanish freely.
You gonna cover me or not, bro?
I am.
Feels like I'm taking care of these fools all by myself.
They're closing in. They're closing in, man. I can feel it. We gotta come with a way to get them off our trail.
I got that lady cop spooked. Don't worry.
It's not just her, man. There's another one. At the restaurant today by the whole house.
What? Who?
Right there. Some informant, maybe.
What did you say?
Don't worry, man. I took care of it. She'll stay away.
Of course she will. She's a woman. They hate you.
Marcel accelerates his shooting speed, killing a horde of zombies by himself.
Suck a dick.
Exterior road, day. Brandi and Shane walk down a deserted dirt road next to the train tracks. A storm brews above them.
Let's go visit him.
I'm not ready.
It's important.
They keep walking. A train chugs in the distance and they turn around. The train honks as it approaches. It thunders and starts to rain.
Remember when we were kids and used to jump the train? You were always terrified.
Cautious, not terrified.
Yeah, okay.
Someone had to be.
Brandi eyes the tracks.
Wanna do it again?
Are you shitting me?
Come on, it's the next town over. We can go visit him.
You're crazy.
You're telling me after 2 wars, you're scared of a train.
Shane considers.
It's the only way I'm going.
Brandi stops, then sprints toward the train. Shane chases after her.
I can't believe this.
Brandi catches up to the train and jumps on the back, grabbing the side rail. Shane struggles to catch up, but finally makes it to the back of the train. Brandi holds out her hand and pulls him onto the train. Shane brushes against her. They stare at each other, out of breath. Brandi looks away. They laugh as the train rides away. Exterior graveyard day. Shane hangs back as Brandi touches a grave. It reads, Morgan Lee, 1960 to 2015. Veteran, father, hero. Shane's phone vibrates. He looks at the caller.
I'm gonna go have a cigarette. I'll be over there.
Brandi nods. He walks away.
Did you secure the shipment?
Brandi turns around after hearing him on the phone. Shane disappears behind a tree and Brandi quietly follows him.
It what? No, there's a mistake. Are you sure you checked the right warehouse?
Shane collapses in defeat on the ground.
This was Reinaldo.
Brandi creeps closer.
Well, that's it. We're at war.
Brandi walks back to the grave. Interior motel night. Brandi watches TV in her underwear when a loud knock catches her off guard. The knocks persist. She panics, throws some clothes on and grabs her gun, approaching the door slowly. She opens it, gun out. It's Marcus.
Jesus.
It's one way to open the door.
Brandi grabs her chest, relieved. She throws the gun down. He walks in.
How did you find me?
She asks the detective. You didn't exactly use cash to pay for the room.
What's up?
Marcus takes a phone and charger out of his pockets. He hands them to Brandi.
Welcome back.
Really? Pink?
They ran out of gray, black, and all the other depressing colors. Sorry.
So I've got some intel for you, I think.
Huh?
That cartel investigation you're running?
How would you...
I went to see Tim. He wasn't pleased, but I noticed the bulletin and did some research.
Jesus, Brandi, I can't believe you.
I found Marcel, just eavesdropped on his conversation.
Do you have any idea how dangerous these guys are?
I'm used to dangerous. Anyway, it was in Spanish, but he said something about showing new guys who's in charge. And they mentioned an ex-cop, I think.
You are gonna get yourself killed. These people just... Please don't go near them again.
I need something to do.
Most people would take up fucking pottery instead of chasing around murderous psychopaths.
I don't think Marcel's a psychopath.
Stay out of it. The end.
So then you don't want to know I'm 1 degree away from Ronaldo Morales?
End of Act 4. Tag. Exterior, outside diner, night. Shane arrives on his motorcycle. Interior diner, night. Shane walks to the back of a deserted diner to find Ronaldo sitting alone with a paper bib tucked into his fancy shirt, eating a large piece of cake and drinking tea. Shane stands over Ronaldo, awaiting an invitation. Ronaldo finishes the cake methodically, wipes his mouth, and removes the bib. He motions for Shane to sit.
So what do we do now, my gringo friend?
I thought you were going to tell me.
I'm a generous man.
Ronaldo takes an envelope from his pocket and slides it across the table. Shane looks inside. It's cash. A lot of it.
That easy, huh? You think I'll just go away?
You shouldn't get mixed up in this. Take the money and go enjoy your life.
If If you're so good at your job, why are you so scared of a little competition? It's what this country is all about, isn't it?
This isn't America, Gringo. This is Texas.
Ronaldo finishes his tea. He slides the bill to Shane and gets up to leave. He places a hand on Shane's shoulder.
Take the money.
Ronaldo leaves Shane to stew over their exchange. An exhausted Shane walks up to the register to pay the bill.
Long night, handsome?
Wendy takes his cash and hands him change.
How are those twins of yours, by the way?
Trying to kill me, I think.
He hands her the envelope.
Do yourself a favor and get out of this embarrassing excuse for a town.
Cut to black. End of episode.